smile if you tweet. I can make a ball when I speak. Brother used to hide 100. The hatchback partner used to bust a couple scams off of Snapchat. Shorty tryna come up on the bands cause of that. We don't give a fuck, Uncle Sam, if you ask that. Where the cash at?
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Miami Dolphins. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. You talk about this Miami defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll or chip away their timing.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. This is brought in at the 21. Hill shedding the tackle. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10. Right at the 30. Here's A-Chain to begin the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Right back to A-Chain on 2nd down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins 1st down. The Dolphins sit 6-3 on the year. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd down, a run by H.A. He gets away from 1. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
And get this into the hands of Hill, complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Nifty move. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Garoppolo. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down. A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Go ahead.
They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this is going to be intercepted. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. Robert Spillane, the linebacker, there on the tackle.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Able to fight through one tackle. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things.
A-chain hit, and the ball is out. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Then he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Here's Garoppolo on first and 10. Touchdown! Michael Mayer from 10 yards out. And the Raiders are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now, get some points on this drive.
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Tyree Wilson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. A-Chain on 1st and 10. And he's got some space here. And he'll get it out to midfield. It's a spot right at midfield at the 50. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And the Raiders will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So now first and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect the height. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Keeps himself upright. Under pressure, they got him again. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. White now to return. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over.
Here we go, here we go. 21, here we go.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And powering through at the 35. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 98 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. This is caught by Tucker. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Raiders
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Jerome Baker crashing downhill and getting the stop.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. He had much to the end zone the last time out.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Jacobs from the gun. Fighting his way through contact. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A-chain here. They stay on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Tua sets up to pass it. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now, both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
As a general manager, you're counting on your first and second round draft picks to have a big-time impact on your team. But where you make your bones, rounds 3 through 7. If you can find a few diamonds in the rough there, develop them, then you've got something going, and we're seeing one right here.
Yeah, plays like that lead me to believe that they found a diamond in the rough. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 119 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Once again, it's Jacobs. Stays on his feet. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
21, here we go.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Channing Tindall, the one who got through to drop him.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. They go with Jacobs. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Intercepted. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
3rd quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Tua getting it quickly out to Waddle. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Here's Tua. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. And now they're in the hurry-up.
A 9-yard loss. It's now 2nd and 19.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Jacorian Bennett has it, and they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now a give to Jacobs running right. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And he returns this to the 22.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Get safe. Go ahead.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
A very solid gain of 27.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. Good strength, gets him a little extra and gets them some breathing room as he's tackled shy of the 10. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on.
And he goes down, it's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Watch out for Hill on the return. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Good gain there on 1st down and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. Shoves him away. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Here we go,
yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
Here we go.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9. Opting to run again here with White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
On third down, a run from White. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Go ahead.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Skirts by him at the foot. There he goes, right side. He's still on his feet. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. First down, they go back to A-Chain. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Here's third and a few inches.
Third and less than a yard.
They'll run for it with A-Chain. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one snap closer to the end of this one, maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now.
Let's go.
They run for it. A-Chain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raider D, they get the football back.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting